Hi, my name is Kendall Weeses, and I am here to talk about special education teachers and their roles, responsibilities, and philosophies. I believe a role as a special education teacher is to work with students who have learning, mental, emotional, or physical disabilities. I want to be able to care and advocate for students in this population and deliver specifically designed instruction and unique needs. Is our role that is something that should not be taken for granted. A role of working with exceptional students who are in need of extra support and compassion. And I find it my personal duty to ensure the success of my students, not only academically, but also to have success in life as a whole. Our responsibilities include advocacy. It is important to be our voice for these students because they're not always able to have that voice themselves, to be able to speak up and have the confidence or even the ability to speak. So it is important that we give the support and resources to ensure that they receive appropriate education, and that also starts with advocating for the families as well, and teaching the parents and helping the parents to advocate for their children. There are many ethics when it comes to being a special education teacher. Just some of them are developing the highest possible learning outcomes and quality of life, promoting meaningful and inclusive participation, upholding the laws, regulations, and policies that influence professional practice. It also is to ethically, in our best interest, to advocate as well, but also participate in professional organizations, but have a growth in our professional knowledge. It's important that we are there to continue to learn and best support our students. Next, we have the importance of collaboration. It's our responsibility to collaborate with different colleagues such as speech pathologists, social workers, occupational therapists, general education teachers, physical therapists, aides. There are so many people who are involved with the care and education of students with special needs. So it's important that we are there to have the best interest for each and every one of them. Next is the legal rights of our students. There's the Individuals with Disabilities Act. So this is just to discuss that every student has a right to education, including students with disabilities. Then there's also the Rehabilitation Act, which talks about the importance of being included even in organizations funded by federal agencies and federal employment, which is also covered in Section 504, that on the basis of discrimination. The Americans with Disability Act is something that prohibits every entity in the country except churches and private clubs from discrimination against those with disabilities. It is something that's a little more thorough than the Section 504. Some specific dispositions I want to discuss include respect for diversity, fairness and curiosity, dedication, compassion, and of course, advocacy. That is something that I will discuss a lot because I find it very important to speak for those who cannot do it for themselves. I'm here to support all students, no matter their uniqueness. Their diversity is something that I encourage, that I look at, but it is not something that will take away from my teaching of them. Fairness will be shown at all times to each student. I hope to grow positive relationships with my students and guide them through the course and time with me. Another one is curiosity. I find curiosity to be important, which is why I felt so important to discuss it. It's in our nature to be curious and experience things around us, and I want my students to be able to feel safe and supported while wondering and taking in the world around us, whether it's in the classroom or out in the community. Finally, I want to discuss compassion and advocacy. I put these two together because I find that they are similar. I want to be genuine with my students and let them know I'm there for them. And this also includes standing up for them and being a voice for them. It is my goal as a special education teacher to grow with my students, make sure I am the best version of myself for them. There will be expectations in my class, not only for them, but for myself. It is something that I hope that we all follow to keep us all safe and on track to success. There are also the model code of ethics for education. It is something I regularly will use to make sure I am demonstrating my responsibility in my role. It's a reminder of the power a special education teacher has and how it is a role that should not be taken lightly or abused. It keeps the teacher accountable for records of students, commitment to the job, respect of students, colleagues, and parents, and a relationship with the community. It is important to be appropriate and effective in all work that you do with these students. As a Christian, I know God works through us. I believe as an educator, God works through us to care for one another. He provides us with the strength and the passion to support, guide, and stand up for the students with exceptionalities and their families. I hope that He will guide me through my journey of becoming a special education teacher and aid my decision-making to make the best choices for my students. It is my hope that the world of education continues to move forward. I will continue to educate myself and gain knowledge on how to best support my students. I strive to give them the opportunities that have not always been available to them, such as inclusion in many aspects with their general education peers. I have to give them opportunities to experience outings in the public through parks, museums, or daily routines that will hopefully be beneficial to them as they get older. Special education students deserve to experience the same opportunities as their general education peers, even if it requires a little extra resources and patience. I want my students to know I will push for them and have their best interest always. Thank you, and I really appreciate you listening to a special education's roles, responsibilities, and philosophies.